The officials, though, they are laying the groundwork for reopening parts of the economy in May. And this seems to be the date to which they are wedded. And I'm glad for that because I think it needs to happen. I think it absolutely needs to happen. I've talked about this before. What really gets me is, who was it? Toure, who is around still. Good for him. I feel very Doc Holliday about this. Oh, I did not realize you were still there. You may go now. I don't know what he does anymore. I literally have forgotten he was like in this dimension, right? So he got mad at me for something and just came at me this morning. I mean, I love the people whose first thing when they wake up, their feet hit the floor and they're like, who am I going to be mad about today? Who am I going to be outraged over today? I live to be outraged. So he finds me, and the point I'm about to make dovetails with what I'm saying about this presser and hopefully some of the information that we are going to get, which is why we're taking it live. Because he was mad at me because of what I had tweeted about the economy. I had tweeted that, and not just the economy, but restrictions on civil liberties. So do you all remember that story that I shared with you yesterday about certain states and localities telling people that they must remove some of the product off of their store shelves if it's considered a non-essential product? And for some reason, this really upset Toure. And he could not fathom for the life of me why he could not understand why I was concerned about telling stores to take stuff off their shelves and concerned about the economy. And so he tweeted in response to my sharing of that article, why? Because you think commerce is more important than life? Yes, because it is that stupidly reductive. That sort of reasoning during a pandemic is what Americans need the most. You are right, Toure. You can't care about lives if you're also concerned about the loss of life that will result from a continually shuttered economy. Reductive reasoning for the win. And so that's my response. He totally did not understand that. He says, quote, the loss of life that will result from a continually shuttered economy. What? It's been a month in quarantine, a month. We're trying to keep people alive. Why is this so hard for the right to comprehend? Which is also super helpful in a pandemic. Make sure, everyone, that when you're engaging in conversations about reducing the loss of life to a global pandemic that Wuhan, China kicked off, make sure that you always keep things compartmentalized as it takes place in right or left. It's very important. You can't have a conversation about anything serious in the United States until you first identify and categorize right and left. And he could not understand that. He goes, why is this so hard for the right to comprehend? And I had responded to him by saying that, well, you're right. There will be zero fallout at all for closing the economy for a month. It's just a month. There's no link between depression and death. And anyone concerned about the fabricated struggles of those suffering the shutdown just want people to die. You're a genius, Toure. I mean, it's only been a month. Tell that to the business owners who are having to let people go because the checks ain't coming in quick enough. Tell that to the people who don't know if they're going to be able to reopen. It's just been a month. Tell that to the people who have lost their jobs. It's just been a month. Tell that to the people who are worried as to whether or not they should even go and seek health care or go and see a doctor for a specific condition because they don't know if it's the virus or not, thanks to CPC propaganda and the withholding of crucial data that it made it really early on incredibly difficult for us to identify and predict the behavior of this virus. Tell them it's only been a month. I mean, it's only been a month for you. I'm sure that he's been sequestered in whatever nice ritzy loft he's in. He doesn't have to worry about anything. He works in television. He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have the same cares as someone who opens a business. He doesn't. You know, I'll tell you this, and I say this to my husband a lot, and I was thinking about it earlier today. The idea that somehow And I can tell that he views it this way, and all the people on the left and the Pelosi's and the Schumers, they all view it this way: that if you are a store, if you're a business, if you're a brick and mortar business, if you have a storefront, and it doesn't matter if you're a mom or pop shop, and it doesn't matter how few employees that you have, you are thrown into the basket of corporation, because it's easier to be reductive for the left, apparently. So you're just as bad as all of the rest. It is somehow, I think, within their hearts, they believe this. A good number of them, because I've seen it displayed repeatedly throughout the day in my mentions or on Facebook or in email, day after day after day after day. People who are not afraid to actually put their name with this opinion. They think that somehow it is less virtuous to engage in commerce and earn a living as a business owner, as someone who starts a business, as someone who provides a service, than as, I guess, how Touré engages in commerce and chooses to make his money. Somehow it's less virtuous because you have the capability, I guess, to achieve greater wealth. It's less virtuous as a result. I find this sort of just this garbage. This is garbage. It's idiocracy.